guys, it's National Epilepsy Week and this is day 4, which is about social life. So today I'm sat with two of my best friends and we're going to talk about how they've coped with my epilepsy over the years, because I'm sure it has been really fun to deal with. So my first question, which you may or may not remember because we have known each other so long, how did you feel when you found out about my epilepsy?
Well, I don't specifically remember you ever saying you were epileptic, but I know you mentioned before we started recording that you didn't particularly like admitting you had it to start with.
Yeah.
And obviously other friends took care of you over me and Megan to start with. So I don't know, I think they just had more dominant personalities and it came to it, and me and Megan are awkward sods. No, the first time it really like impacted me was when I was talking to you at high school, when I think it was only me in your lesson, so I went with you to the medical room, and that was when I was a bit like, oh, right, I've got to find a way to deal with it now. And I went for a more humorous route just purely because that's more in my nature, and I knew from previous things anyway that you don't like attention, like you don't like a big fuss.
Yeah.
So I immediately went for, let's talk about anything but let's make a laugh. Woo!
Yeah, I think that's the thing, like, none of us really knew how you wanted us to react. Like, we were all always a bit cautious, like, when it happened, because we were, especially, like, us, because we never were there with you when it happened. We were always, like, watching from afar. We never really, like, knew what you kind of expected.
That, and you were always swanned off to medical rooms, so, like, what happened? We couldn't see anything else. It was just, she's had a fit, but now she's gone.
It was just the idea of giving you the support, because, like, what I particularly remember is that when you eventually came back, or even if you went home and then the following day, we would always ask you, like, how are you? Is there anything you need? And, like, trying to give you the support that we could offer, even though we may not have fully understand what you were going through. We could try and be there for you.
I think that's why we've stayed friends so long. I think we've managed to be really considerate of each other and, like, each of us having our own problems and, like, so I'm glad.
Because my sister's epileptic as well, I think, because I've always heard stories of her having, like, fits at work and things like that, I was already sort of aware of, like, she's very much like you. She's not one for big attention on the situation. Not that I was ever there for any of her fits, but I always knew that she always thought everyone fussed too much over her when she had fits. Yeah. Like, I can remember the one time when she was working at the one place and they phoned an ambulance when she had a fit, and she really did not like that. She was like, oh no, that's far too much. She felt really daft because she was, they overreacted majorly. Obviously they were trying to show care. I understand why they do it, but, like, I think from hearing stories like that from my sister, I was like, right, I don't think she wants that approach of
and I imagine, like, for a lot of people, overcrowding is really hard as well, especially when you're going through so much. You don't want people surrounding you and, like, making you feel more claustrophobic than you maybe already feel.
Yeah, and it's a conscious age anyway, isn't it? We all think everyone's staring at us when they're not, but
yeah. So, like, growing up from that as well, I feel like a lot of people might think going out in public is even harder. Like, how have you guys felt about, like, when we go out together and stuff like that? Is that, like, more embarrassing if I was to fit there, or, like, how do you find that?
I don't think it's embarrassing. I think the thing is, like, the reason we're going out with you is because we're friends, and if you fit in public, you know, we're there for you, but the thing is, we don't want to go out if you're not with us. Like, what would be the point?
That, and like I said to you before, the epilepsy doesn't define your person. Like, you're someone with epilepsy, but, like, that's one part of you. There's more to you, and, like, when we go out, we don't go, oh, we're taking the person with the epilepsy with us. Like, no, we obviously have it in the back of our heads that is a possible thing that, yes, you could fit, but like, we're there and we'll help, so it's never like, oh, let's not do that because Annie might not like that. It's like, well, no, because you want a normal life, as I'm sure anyone else with epilepsy or any other type of problem, you still want to be treated normally, and we never wanted you to feel like, oh, they just think I'm that one with the epilepsy. It's just not you. Again, my sister, she had a normal teenage life of going out to clubs and partying and whatever. Like, it never got in her way. You know, I suppose it's how you go about, like, how you hold yourself and stuff, isn't it? I suppose there are some people that wouldn't be 100% comfortable with public, and I get that. But I feel if you're with us, or if you're with family that know, you feel comfortable, and we're completely comfortable dealing with any problems. So, yeah.
Yeah, and you and your friends are probably into the same sort of like activities and stuff that you do together. So it's not like anyone would be completely out of their comfort zone. It's not like we'd push you to do anything that you didn't want to do.
Yeah, I'd say as well, like, it's definitely way easier. Like, when I've been out with you before, I have fitted, like, when we went for, like, a late meal, and I think I was an idiot and forgot to take my tablets with me, which I would not suggest to anyone else. But I remember we were either walking back to the train station or something like that, and I did, like, you know, go funny, as I would call it, and I know that you're really good at dealing with it, like, you understood, because I was still, you know, I was still walking and that, I just kind of lost my way with my speech, and, like, you're really understanding, and I think
that should always be a part of our friendship. Like, us three especially, we've always kind of understood each other and what each other likes and how we want to be approached. And, like, even though, like, we're three completely different characters, it just works somehow, and we all know how to respect and be considerate towards one another.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we've probably gone way past 4 minutes. We're gonna have to do a lot of editing here. But I hope people can take away from this that it's possible to have a really good social life with epilepsy, and it's definitely nothing to worry about, because I've got 2 great friends that I've had for years, and obviously, like, we've got Rose and Emma too.
Great friends too. Don't.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Right, thanks for talking to me, guys, and taking the time for this.
We're taking the time. Not going to carry
4 minutes of our life.
Yes, 4 short minutes.